This is Diversity Beyond the Checkbox bonus content where we get personal with our inspiring and accomplished guests after the interview. For the full podcast, visit beyondthecheckbox.com. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, bonus round.
Bonus round.
All right, I love this part because it's all personal. Okay, now I understand you've launched a company on your own. Congratulations. Tell us about that.
Ooh, well, oh boy. This is going to be a bit of a long story.
Okay, I
So
want to
feel
hear
free
it.
to edit as you need. And actually, I will state for the record that I've proudly failed at starting a bag company.
Okay.
But yes, I started a company. We sell bags that I've designed, bags and straps that are built for travel and to be really versatile.
Yeah.
A little bit of the origin story. A number of years ago, I was really struggling to find a bag that was comfortable, that stayed on my very narrow shoulders, didn't cut into my neck and cause me pain.
Yeah.
And a bag that could accommodate the changing amounts of stuff I need on any given day with my kids. And like on any given day, I might be carrying around 100 rocks because I have sons. So I never knew that there could be so many rocks that suddenly found up their way in my bag, but I needed something better. And I knew how to sew since I was a little kid. So I whipped up a prototype. I made this cool wide ergonomic strap and these bags that could fold and unfold and have lots of pockets and lots of clips. And I made prototypes and I gave them to my friends to try out, and they loved them. And everyone was asking me for one, and I started making them. But sewing is a very long process, and I didn't have the time to keep making all these bags. A number of my friends were like, "Oh, you should go on Shark Tank," which I will say I auditioned. I made it through to a final round, but didn't get on. They said I should patent it, which I did, which is pretty cool to say, like, I have some patents.
Right.
Little claim to my own nerdy fame there. But I decided actually to do a crowdfunding campaign.
Okay.
A little shout out to I Fund Women, who is really amazing at looking at helping fund women-led businesses. And I raised over $16,000 to buy materials and do an initial run and get the company off the ground. Everyone who had funded it, they got a bag, so I was able to give inventory. Cool. And that turned out to be the easy part. So the bags and straps that I created are meant to be worn in a lot of different ways, and they're very, flexible and versatile. And that requires a lot of explanation and a demonstration to really get it and want it. So selling to people who had never seen it and never experienced it wound up being nearly impossible, honestly. And then the pandemic hit, and that is not a time to be selling a travel bag, nor is it a time where I felt comfortable kind of promoting my business. So I went quiet for a while. And as I thought about it, I really realized that resurrecting it would probably be more effort than it was worth because, there just wasn't the market for it that I wanted there to be. And I now I kind of I give them out as like prizes and raffle things for anyone who's doing like a charity function. And I still have my website live, but I'm not putting a lot of energy into the marketing or selling of it.
Okay.
So I basically broke even in the end, but I learned so much, and I'm just glad I got to learn about manufacturing and patents and trademarks and put a few hundred bags out into the world.
Love that.
And honestly, I'm still trying to figure out how to officially dissolve the company since I'm not selling anymore, which turns out to be even harder than starting it. But all in, like, I'm really proud of myself for doing it. And I think the fact that it didn't work is actually pretty awesome, because I think some things don't need to live forever or to be monetarily successful to feel worthwhile. And this was a classic example of that.
Absolutely. And, it's good inspiration for those of us who start businesses and they don't work out exactly the way that we hope that they do. But, it's just one part of the journey. So I think that's great. Thanks for sharing that, Axel.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Now, you talked about your grandparents, and can you share a story? You did a lot of volunteering with them. Can you share a story about their experience as Holocaust survivors and how that resilience influenced your life?
Yeah. Every single time I'm faced with something and my brain says it's too hard, I
Mm,
think about my 11-year-old grandmother and
mm,
her parents coming to the US from Austria after losing their entire life. And then on top of that, my grandmother also survived breast cancer and a radical mastectomy when she was in her 30s. She had two young kids,
mm,
and I'm immediately humbled. There is
yeah,
nothing I can't do when that is who has inspired me.
yeah.
And she was also an amazing pioneer. She went to nursing school. She taught women about birth control as one of her first jobs in the 70s.
Wow.
And she faced a lot of headwinds
Mm-hmm.
at that time. And then she also, this is very inspiring to me. She married a man who just supported her 100%. He
Mm-hmm.
was a military veteran. He was a safety inspector
Mm-hmm.
at a newspaper, and he loved art. And he was just this cool, amazing person. And I am honored that I got to be their granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
And that legacy is one I really want to continue, and that requires resilience. But when I think about the fact that this is how they can live on, that gives me so much courage to just keep putting one foot in front of the other and doing everything I can.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. That's so inspiring. And it's a good reminder, right? When we're having those tough days of, there are people that have been through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
significant challenges, and we're going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for sharing that. I love talking about grandparents because I adored my grandparents and spent,
Mm-hmm.
again, similar to you, so much time with them. And, for all of those folks that are not direct parents, but grandparents and aunts and uncles and cousins and friends that really pour into people's lives as children, I mean, that stays with them. So keep doing that good work. But that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Axel. Axel,
Absolutely.
tell me, what do people often get wrong about you?
I think that a lot of times people mistake my kindness for weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're surprised when I fight hard for things that I believe in.
Yeah.
I never take myself too seriously. I live very vulnerably. And so people don't expect me to be kind of a fierce fighter when it's stuff worth fighting for.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to think of that as kind of a weakness, that was so unexpected, or that did I need to toughen up to be, respected? But now I think
Yeah.
it's part of my superpower, and it's
Mm.
part of what I try to
Yeah.
engineer for good, because I think that balance is so important, that I can be kind and fierce at the same time.
Absolutely. I love that. Axel, what's one thing that you can't live without?
Can I say joy? Can joy count as a thing? Because I need
Yes.
joy in my
Oh
life.
my gosh.
I
I love
live,
that
I live for
answer.
joy. I try to find little moments of joy throughout my day. No matter what life throws at me, there will
Hmm.
always be a tiny little spark of joy somewhere. Um, so
Love
I'll always
that.
find those pockets if I look hard enough, and that's what keeps a spring in my step every day.
I love that. That's such a good reminder, too. Are we taking the time in the busyness of our day, in the stress of our day, to find those little moments of joy? I love that. I love it. All right, 60-second speed round. It's this or that questions. All right,
Alrighty.
let's go. Pineapple pizza or candy corn?
Pineapple pizza. I love
Okay.
it. I don't care who does it.
Wow. Winning the lottery or finding your soulmate?
Finding your soulmate.
Okay.
No contest.
Test the waters or dive in the deep end?
Test the waters.
Okay. Glass half full or glass half empty? I think I know the answer to this one.
Glass half full. I am a
Hmm.
dangerous optimist.
I love it. I love it. Ketchup or ranch?
Ranch.
Phone in the bathroom or no phone in the bathroom?
Like a phone plugged in, or like a cell phone?
Like a cell phone on the toilet.
Because all I'm thinking is like an 80s movie with those like little spiral
Oh,
phone where
yeah,
people
the
would sit there and
phones
do the
that you can
conference
still
calls.
get in some of the schmancy hotels.
Oh yeah, yeah. Phone in the bathroom. I'm usually listening to podcasts on my phone, so that's
Okay.
why they come with me to the bathroom.
Sounds good. Crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter?
Smooth.
Me too. Zombies or vampires?
Uh Zombies, but only if they're the Disney kind, because my kids are obsessed with that movie and the songs are actually really catchy.
Awesome. Awesome. Air guitar or air drums?
Oh, air drums.
Okay. And guacamole or salsa?
Guacamole, but only because I'm allergic to peppers and they're more likely to be in salsa. And that's
Oh,
disappointing because otherwise I would probably go for the salsa.
got it. Axel, thank you so much. This has been so fun. So I love doing the first part where I get all the great business insights and information on your industry, my industry, and then the fun stuff so we can get to know you a little better. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much,
I
Axel.
love it. I've enjoyed myself so much. Thank you for having me on, and I can't wait to hear this season.
Awesome. Thank you.